Hello and welcome to the Apprentice P45 podcast, episode 11, with me, Benjy Potter, and you,
Martin Joseph, Esme Todd.
Seamless. This is the business we call show.
Right? I'll turn up to anything. I'm like a sugar babe.
Sugar babe, I like it, on brand.
Yeah. Stick me in. Jade Ewan. Just call me Jade Ewan.
Sugar free, which was probably Lord Sugar's best gag of the series. Did you pick that up in today's episode?
Wait, who did he do it for?
He said,
I missed it.
Will Harpreet's dessert business be sugar free?
Oh, no. Wait, I like the one that he did. Oh, wait, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. Yeah,
Okay.
we're racing ahead.
I
We're
know,
not even
I know.
He's all the way at the end.
Esme's far more organised than me. Well, first of all, if you're listening, you probably know that Esme is not here this week. She's in Seville. But
she couldn't be bothered, be honest. Say she couldn't be bothered. She said, I'm done with this.
Well, she said she was in Seville, but her Instagram looked a lot like Blue Water. So,
she's actually at a trampoline park. She's anything but this.
Oh, I love that. So we're joined again by the gorgeous Martin Joseph. Martin, it's fabulous to have you back.
Thank you. I'm just thrilled to be back. And this is my favorite week. This is my favorite week every year. So I'm just so excited I get to be on this episode.
I know it is because, I mean, I was really hoping that we'd be able to get you on this week because while I was away, I was listening to the podcast. And I think you described Linda Plant as...
The choppy bob.
The choppy bob. The choppy bob.
Less choppy this year, but I'll take it. A little bit more feathered and flicked, but it's fine.
well, let's get straight into it. Obviously, this episode 11, this is the interview task. Now, you said that someone always comes undone in the interview week. Is that right?
Now, I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be Catherine because statistically, Catherine has done the worst. She's had a really bad series. She's lost a lot. She's been in that boardroom a lot. And also, like, I don't know if you watched they had a show like 2 days ago with like all the 4 girls and it showed their like journey through The Apprentice. Anyway, and whenever it was cut into Karen, like talking about her, she was basically just like, yeah, she's rubbish. She just basically just slagged her off.
But she's been totally consistent, hasn't she? Because
consistently out. She's the Cheryl Hole of The Apprentice. It's like consistently average.
The RuPaul Drag Race Apprentice crossover audience is bigger than we might think. But I want to go back to episode 1 with Catherine when they were doing the cruise ship task. And she was PM and someone said, don't you think we should take a vote on that, Catherine? And she said, no, I'm the PM, I decide. So she's been consistently bolshy and quite brash throughout the process. And I quite admire that right till the end of the interview.
Yeah, and even in the interview, she's going, well, I don't agree. Like, I like that energy. She's been great TV. I thought she was going to be on there as, I always say, the Dancing on Ice contestant, but who knew she was going to do so? Who knew? I mean, I'm thrilled for her, but it was not her that came undone.
No. Well, shall we start with the undoing? Because it was like pulling a thread on an old jumper. Once you started, the whole thing came
just gone. It was so Brittany. You knew it was not going well when Claude essentially just threw her out of the meeting as soon as she'd sat down. He went, I'm not doing this, get out.
But by the end, as soon as she was challenged, it was almost like she got up and started leaving.
She was like, no, I get it, it's shit.
That's all right, we've already marked this explicit. I knew you were coming on. Well, the thing is with her, I think she really set it up at the beginning of the episode when she said, I've never written a business plan before to the girls before they even set off for the interview. I think that was quite knowing, wasn't it?
I think I knew earlier this week when I watched did you watch the other show?
You're lapping up all the extra content. Wasn't
so
it
there was another Yeah, it was late, but I watched it. So there was another show, and basically in it, it like showed them in their regular jobs and what they do. So it showed all the girls' businesses and about how they've implemented them and blah, blah, blah. But hers was, I work in hotels, cut to her in the hotel. Everyone in the hotel going, she's amazing. I've been promoted. But I've decided to start a protein vodka business. And I went, oh, first of all, that sounds like the foulest thing in the world. Second of all, you have no experience. So we knew going into it, there was no way on this earth that it was ever going to happen. He hates a startup anyway. He never picks a startup.
He would rather pick a very small scale bakery or coffee shop with.
He loves a brunette with a bakery. Harpreet could win this because he loves a brunette with a bakery. That's his favorite.
I'm telling you, she's going to win this. Very low risk for Lord Sugar.
Low risk. And I mean, yeah, we'll get to her later. It's the equivalent
of investing in a market stall, though, isn't it? It's a bit like, this is not what The Apprentice is about.
Yeah, like I want the pajama business. I think that's the one that I'm most engaged with. I like a pajama.
I can't wait to get on to Linda Plant because producers gave her so much ammunition for this episode. She like almost had her own mini production team, don't you think?
Oh, it was just
right. Hang on.
Wait, can we just go? Yeah, so we're on Brittany. And her highlight of the episode was her going, yeah, I've made it in my kitchen. It tastes delicious. And then what's his name? I forget which. The Hot Daddy.
His name's Tom, but I can't remember his name. It's
so we'll call him Hot Daddy. So Hot Daddy brings out a bottle of her that looks like some sort of like pirate's rum and was like, take a sip. I dare you. And she's like sipping, wincing, tears pouring down her face, going, it's delicious.
And then afterwards, she was like, I know it's delicious. It tastes delicious, girls. I've tried it before. It's delicious. They're like, and then Catherine was like, how did he get it? How did he manage to get it? And she was like, he made it himself.
I just had this image of him in his bathtub at home, just like whisking it up.
But also, I kind of felt bad for her because I know we laugh about this business, but I genuinely think that like gym bros would definitely buy a seltzer with protein.
I could see it being sold exclusively to gyms. That was the problem. She should have had a partnership with a gym chain and said, this is going to be, we're going to put it directly in, as opposed to supermarkets. It should have been marketed as, we're going to put it into this line of gyms for like an F45 or whatever. After you finish the workout, we can all like have a can of this drink together. That's the marketing of it.
Totally agree. It's just a shame that it was her business because she obviously hasn't got the nous. It's, you know.
And I mean, this is what I've always said with if I ever was to apply for The Apprentice, I couldn't do a business plan. I wouldn't know where to start. I would be like her with my pamphlet, just like, no, it's probably going to work.
This is not a business plan. This is a brochure.
I mean, the brochure sounds lovely, but it was chaos. Also, where did she come on the canned drink chat task? I forget where she was. I'm going to Google this now because that was her task, right? That was.
She probably hadn't come up with her business at that point.
But I'm looking at the stats here.
Yeah.
She has only been in the boardroom once last week.
The thing is, credit where credit's due. You know,
she had the best score. I'm looking at her now.
Really?
Yeah.
She's been consistent, and then she's excelled in the last few weeks.
I think they were really sad. I think they were really sad that they had to get rid of it. It was a bit like, do you remember Tommy, like the oh, I got information, and he was like a market seller, but he had like a tiling business or a carpet business or something, and like Lord Sugar was like so sad to see him go. It was like that. She was lovely and she was brilliant and she fit the model of an apprentice winner. She just didn't have a good enough product. So sorry about it.
Don't pull any punches. Then okay, so Brittany was the undoing of the episode. What do you think about Catherine?
Catherine held her own. Catherine surprised me. I think she really came out of the gate. She handled, I think out of everyone, she handled the meetings or the interviews the best. I think she didn't seem phased. She was like, whew, that was rough, but she was, yeah, I bought it.
You could hold a black dress in front of her and you could go black and she go, no, blue,
No.
all day long.
And now they'll go, but it's black. And they go, in your opinion, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? She go, well, Claude, you are wrong.
There was that amazing exchange where Claude goes 90,000 in the first year to 750,000 in the next year. He goes
can't be done. She goes, correct.
Correct.
It is.
He goes, not correct.
It is correct. Like, just like
she's so matter of fact, and the fact that she thinks that shipping over from China is sustainable and ethical.
I mean, yeah, that was a misstep, but also that's why they've kept her, right? I mean, I know we're not there yet, but basically her only problem is that she doesn't know anything about manufacturing, but Shuggy Wugs does. So he's going to sort that out. He's got people. He'll get someone on that. She's going to be fine. Her business works.
So if he was to pick it, he would just tweak it, do you think?
Yeah, they'd just change where it's manufactured. He'd go, oh no, you're going to cut down the lines. It's going to be like this. And it's just going to become a pajama shop. It wouldn't be like this.
But out of the two of the finalists, I know I'm completely chopping and changing during this episode, but out of the two of the finalists, she's probably the most high risk, would you say?
Yeah, because it's retail. But you forget we're post-COVID now. So a restaurant, like a chain store, unless they really nail down the delivery aspect, is really, really high risk. Clothing, it can be sold online. So clothing actually is probably a bit more of a easy sell. So I don't know. Who knows where we are in this episode? Favorite moment of her from the interviews was when Choppy Bob pulled out the dress, the exact same print of hers. She went, so do you design them yourself? She's like, yeah, well, I design them. I put them together. She went, but do you design them? She's like, yes. And then she holds up the print of that was the same as a high street print. And she went, well, no, I don't design them.
Do you think there's a copyright issue there?
No, they order stuff like, because you'll go to like a manufacturer and because how many times do you go to like certain stores and you're like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that in just a different cut somewhere else.
I mean, it was
and Top Man.
It was iconic, and I think when producers were divvying up who got to take the fatal blows, I think Choppy Bob is often top of the list.
Yeah, but this today they gave Claude some fire because they were like, you can. Like, because he's not been there, and it was so nice to have him back. And I loved that they gave Hot Daddy the pirates drink. But what's her face called? The media woman,
Claudine.
She was on a different show. Like, Stephanie walked in and she starts talking about her dad. How proud would you dad? I was like, this isn't Britain's Got Talent. I was half expecting like a key change in a gospel choir and like confetti to fall down. Do you know what I mean? Like it was literally like a Britain's Got Talent moment. I couldn't understand it.
There was a real key change in the episode, wasn't there?
Oh, it was bizarre. I couldn't get on board. It was literally, I don't know what she was trying to achieve, whether she's trying to get a spin-off, some sort of like emotional coaching, something. I was like, wait, you're not talking about anything to do with their business. You're just like, and what would your dad say? It's like that scene at the end of RuPaul's Drag Race and they bring up the pictures. Tell your younger self what you think. I was like, this isn't what this is about. Gorilla. You know what I mean? So weird.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it showed a bit of softness, but I see what you mean. You want to see people being brutal in a totally empty office and tearing their business plans to shreds. I have to say, though, comment on the full episode. I mean, I know that the show has descended into reality show kind of a pandemonium, but do you not think it's worth them maybe letting one of the contestants look slightly kind of good?
Well, that's what I thought. I was like, you have pretty much torn apart every single business. The only one, actually, to be fair, the only one they haven't really to maybe next week they'll tear apart the product, is Harpreet's. Because if any of them win, they've got to like do damage control, because you've got your brand is essentially like just terrorized. Like your brand has been torn apart, and you're gonna have to like go back. Weird.
The person that's come off looking worse in the show tonight was Lord Sugar.
Yeah.
More for him and his terrible gags. He wouldn't even get a fucking residency at Blackpool with those.
I'd love a residency at Blackpool.
Have you?
I'd love it. I would love it. It's my dream. Doing Jade Ewing covers.
Harpreet and her
Harpreet.
sister.
And her sister. So here's the thing. You have to apply for the show. So, because that's what I mean. When you apply for the show, you submit the business plan. So they knew that Brittany had submitted a pamphlet. They knew Harpreet had entered with her sister. And from a production side of it, did they just do this the whole time, knowing that at the end, this is going to be the thing that they like sort of like get her on? Because it's weird. We haven't seen the sister. You saw a little bit on the spin-off, the one that you missed, but weird, just weird. I don't know. I don't know what the point of it.
How gutted would you be if you were the sister? Like,
and she was like, "Oh, she'll leave the business.
She'll leave.
She doesn't need much. No, she doesn't need much. She'll be fine. Right? I've got a spare room. She can stay in there. I'll be the millionaire. We'll cut her out."
She only does all of the operations, like opens the shop at 5 a.m, closes it, like mixes the ice cream and flips the grapes. She'll be fine.
She does. She's everyone's replaceable. You know what I mean? And I was like, also, I don't think your sister can create a business, co-owned business, her name, her brand, her everything. And then Lord Shugs comes in and you go, "No, me and my sister chatted about it." And she is more than happy that before our company becomes worth millions of pounds, she just wants to step down. She'll just go and get a job in Greg's.
Yeah.
Like she just likes the bacon.
Waffles.
She just likes the bacon. She's going to be a key holder at a local bake. Like, no, of course she's not going to. Yeah, whatever.
Harpreet will win because, now this is my tabloid head speaking, it's a brilliant headline if Sugar invests in a dessert business.
Yeah, but it's the one they've used 3 times. No, copy, paste, repeat. But he loves a brunette with a bakery. I think this will be his 4th one. He just loves it. He loves a brunette with a bakery. The last one that won was a bakery, brunette with a bakery. I really at this point want Catherine to win because I just love her. I think she's iconic. I think she's funny. I would love that they would break the mold. But statistics speaking, Catherine really shouldn't be able to win. If she wins, she will be the most losing winner ever.
Yeah, but she'll be what the show needs, and she's audacity personified.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just gutted Celebrity Big Brother's not on because she would have been great on that.
Even if she loses, she might insist that she's won.
Yeah. No, I won. No, I did win.
It's the head, isn't it?
No, I did win. No, I did win.
I think you'll find.
Can we just talk about Stephanie real quick?
Yeah, of course.
I really warmed to her this episode. It's taken me all season, and I really, really warmed to her. And a backstory behind her business from the show that you didn't watch, which you really should have done before you researched before you did this.
True.
She was working in events and was working in this big events company. And it was her dream job, and she was making loads and loads of money. And her dad was had sold cars, and he like trained her up to be this businesswoman. And then she got made redundant in the lockdown. So that is why the business is so new. So in the lockdown, she took her redundancy paycheck and invested the entire redundancy paycheck into her baby designer business.
I think it's a brilliant business idea.
I think it's great.
I think it's great. And I think that the eBay argument only makes the interviewers and Lord Sugar look incredibly archaic and old-fashioned.
Yeah. And like I actually see it almost as well. I see it having a boutique. Like I can see it in like South Kensington, like a pre-loved, like gorgeous, like Chanel bolero jackets for 5-year-olds. Like I could see that.
And also, if eBay is like the fiercest competitor, then by rights, Depop and vintage shouldn't work and should make no profit.
Yeah, why is Etsy so big?
Exactly.
Like
it just makes them seem like dinosaurs. Like, please put someone like Stephen Bartlett in that chair next series and like actually update the show, for goodness sake.
He would be great. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird to not want to roll with the times. That's like saying, well, you can't open a bakery because, you know, he's opened 12 bakeries. So
because you got an oven at home.
Yeah, it's mad.
Is anyone gonna buy a sausage roll when they can now bake one at home?
Yeah, it's like saying, Catherine, why is anyone going to buy your pajamas when they could get them much cheaper from Primark? Well, yeah, of course they can. Like, that's the point. Like, people shop at all different. Yeah, it's the eBay argument is redundant, isn't it? Absolutely redundant.
So obviously, that's our 4 contestants, 4 semi-finalists. With their
only 2 cried. Furious about it.
Oh yes, true. Only
I wanted more tears. I wanted to see Akshay crumble. I was so excited.
I know. Akshay or Akeem would have been telegold.
Or Nick would have been brilliant. Oh, Nick in that interview.
You are such a sadist, Martin Joseph.
Yeah, love it. Continue.
Then the interviewers talking to Lord Sugar. I got major staff room vibes.
Oh yeah. It was like a bitchy coffee morning. Like, what did you think of her? Oh God, I don't think much of her idea. Do you know what I mean?
It's like, surely you must will one of the contestants to do well. You're going to spend £250,000 on them.
Yeah, they were just like, well, they're all terrible, aren't they? I guess I'll have to put this $250,000 somewhere. Fine, I'll put it in that piece of crap.
I think that's all the airtime we need to give to that exchange. It was just them listening to his jokes, which are awful.
No, just like, oh, you're so funny. Oh, and then the best bit of it was when Hot Daddy brought up that he'd made the drink, and Sugar went, what really? I was like, oh, like you didn't know. Like he was like, whoa, really? You did that? I was like, yeah, of course you knew he did. Like, well, whatever.
The shock.
Whatever. I enjoyed it.
In the boardroom, obviously, all the contestants brought back. I mean, what of the boardroom? Just looking at my notes. Anything that kind of.
Do you know what? Actually, it was a really. It wasn't much. The problem was we knew that Brittany wasn't making it. Like, so I'm kind of glad that they just like, you know, chopped the head off that and just like, you know, just got on with it. But I don't. There wasn't actually those businesses were fine, and what was upsetting about it was they'd slagged all those 3 businesses off to the point where you basically said that they were all terrible, even though all of them could be in that top 2, totally fine, but you'd like decimated all of them. So we were like, well, we don't really want anyone to get through because clearly they're awful.
Exactly. And also, as consumers and viewers, like, we know that there are similar businesses that would launch, and we know that we would or our friends would buy those products, but they turn them against each other. And they said, and there was just a golden exchange where Stephanie was like, well, I don't know about pajamas, but you could launch my business globally. And then
Catherine, I can be worldwide. I can go global.
Yeah. She goes, I can ship my pajamas globally.
I mean, she has a point. I mean, they're coming from China to England. Why not send them back again? Do you know what I mean? Like send them wherever you like. But it is an environmentally friendly shipping.
It just became so tit for tat, and it was like, no, you shouldn't be arguing with each other. You should be arguing with Lord Sugar and asking him why the fuck any of us are still in this competition if you don't want to give your £250,000 to any of others.
Yeah, tell you what I want at that point when it's just the 3 of them. I want the tone to change from, I love the first half of the episode where we just like decimate them. And then that last 3, I want to hear why they're all amazing. I don't want to hear, I don't want negativity at that point, because I want it to be like, you're all wonderful, and then watch someone's dreams get crushed.
Because at some point you have to build them up again. Otherwise, going into the final like we are, and I'm not trashing the show because I enjoy it. Like, it was a very entertaining episode.
Love it.
But you want to build them up going into the final. Otherwise, you're just going into the final with like Lord Sugar thinking they're all shit. They're like fighting for their lives with no real proper kind of, well, I want to say incentive's not the right word, but no proper kind of momentum.
Like motivation behind them. Like, it's not like, right, I've just smashed that final thing and now all I've got to do is sell it. It's like, well, I was the best out of a bad bunch, and he has to pick one of us. Like, it's like that energy.
Yeah.
Which I don't, I want that last, that's my only tweak for next year. Just tweak that last boardroom. So once you've got it down to the final three, it becomes, but this is why this is amazing, and this is why this is amazing, and I could see that, and I could see this, and then crush one of them, and then we've got the glory. Like, that's what I want.
Do you think Harpreet's sister will come for the final?
Oh my god. It is, do you know what the problem is? Harpreet is a little bit unlikable, and I don't know if it's the edit or there's something that's quite jarring about someone. So Catherine is very like self-assured, but actually, you know that like if you'd messed up with, right, say Catherine is your boss and she's screaming at you and you've done something wrong and then you cried, she'd go, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And I don't get that vibe from Harpreet. So I would love to see the sister, because maybe the sister is the balance. Like, maybe you do need that Harpreet like drone energy, and then you have the balance of the sister, and together it's harmony.
What was Harpreet? No emotions before 7.
Yeah.
I love that. But
and that's the other thing. She said all this stuff. It's not like we're just reading the edit. She wrote it.
No, that's what she said. Yeah.
She wrote it all.
Yeah. So, did you watch the tease at the end of the episode for next week? And can you guess what I'm most excited about?
Oh, I did watch it.
Someone returns. One of my favorite contestants returns.
Oh, is Amy back?
Well, Amy is back.
Oh.
She's going to help one of the finalists.
Oh, is Navid?
Navid's back. And there's like a clip of him trying to sell something, going, child, or something like that.
I was rushing around to record this, so I might have missed. I was like half watching the last bit. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm excited about your best mate's back.
Yeah, and I think, it's got to be chaotic, the last episode. You know, obviously the focus is on the finalists, but really it's just such a fantastic opportunity to see.
The last episode is a brilliant episode. It is. I love when people go rogue and they sort of like, I just love it, because people cause so many problems for each other, because they're like, this is my last chance to be on telly and I'm making a name for myself.
It's got a real end of term vibe, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, like right on the shirt, right on your school shirt. Do you know what I mean? Throw eggs at the bus.
Well, Martin, it's been such a joy to have you review this episode, because this is really one of the gems of the series, isn't it?
Oh, it's my favorite. Choppy Bob did not disappoint. And yeah, I'm just thrilled to be back.
Well,
hopefully I'll come on next season. You can have me back.
Yes, that's right, listener. We've kept it under wraps, but we've just had the green light from the bosses to bring the Apprentice P45 podcast back for a second series. We weren't going to
be hosted by Tom Allen.
Yeah, Tom Allen and Susie Ruffle. But yeah, we'll be back next week for the review of the final, and then we're possibly going to be doing a bonus episode with all the gossip about the series. I've been Benjy Potter. You've been
Martin Joseph.
And
/ Esme Todd.
And this has been the Apprentice P45 podcast. Follow us on the socials at Apprentice P45. Martin, if people want to hear more from you, where can they go?
I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok at TikTok. I'm on TikTok as well. It's new. It's like eBay. At Mr. Martin Joseph.
Very good. All right. See you soon, Martin.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.